everybody? Welcome back to another Wisdom Girl and Wise Woman show. It's your girl, Wisdom Girl, aka Carmel Miller, and this is.
Hey everybody, I am Wise Woman Leslie Christie.
And welcome to show number 119.
Ooh.
Slay. Our show topic today is grace in the midst of trial. So,
Yeah.
let somebody know that we're on. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us at Wisdom Girl and Wise Woman and Wisdom Girl Wise Woman. I said Wisdom Girl and Wisdom Girl Wise Woman. And let's get into it. So today we're going to be bringing you practical wisdom and life lessons from the story of Bathsheba. No, almost not funny. A woman who faced heartbreak and scandal. Heavy on the scandal. Very, very scandalous. Very scandalous. And loss, but she found grace and redemption on the other side.
Yeah.
Bathsheba's story is deep, very deep, but it's also very powerful and relevant to so many of us and what we go through today.
Yeah.
It's a story that moves from heartbreak to healing. Clock the devil, you guys. And it reminds us that no matter what we're going through, God is with us and His grace is with us every step of the way. So join our conversation in the chat and let's get into it.
Yeah. All right. So, let's start off with telling Bathsheba's story. Let's do that first. Well, many of you should know, you're familiar with Bathsheba, but just in case you don't, you can find her story in the Old Testament in 2 Samuel chapters 11 and 12. And trust me when I tell you, it's a story with a lot going on. Yeah. Imagine this. Okay, Bathsheba, she's married to a man named Uriah who's off fighting in the war. King David, yes, that King David, he sees Bathsheba one day and he makes really bad choices when it comes to her. So they end up having an affair and Bathsheba becomes pregnant. Now, here's where the story gets really, really juicy, okay? And it gets even, it gets a little complicated right here. So instead of owning up to it, instead of, David kind of saying, yeah, I did that, he tries to cover it all up, okay? And so when that doesn't work, he arranges for Uriah to be sent to the front lines, and Uriah ends up killed in battle. Okay, so Bathsheba, she loses her husband, and then the child that she bore dies as well. So this woman goes through unimaginable heartbreak and shame. And I mean, talk about trials. Like,
Dang.
it's for real.
David, be so for real right now.
Yes.
Be so for real. Absolutely, Bathsheba faced the loss and she faced the grief. Yeah. I'm still mad at David. Hold up, because I'm like, what you being messy for?
Exactly, messy.
Let's not be messy. Let's not be messy. Like, you have a bunch of other women throwing themselves at you. Like, be so for real. You're the king. Like, you have. It's always It's always the married one.
My God.
Not that far off from Abraham, I see.
Okay, well, we ain't gonna touch that one because that.
Anyway, here's the key. Her story didn't end there.
Right.
Clock the devil in his shock. Yep. Bathsheba found grace and restoration through God, and so did David. We all knew eventually that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
She later became the mother of Solomon. Hold up, I did not know that.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
This is her story, y'all. This is like, okay, go on.
Solomon would go on to be one of Israel's greatest kings.
Mm-hmm.
And Solomon's lineage, and from Solomon's lineage came Jesus Christ. I didn't know that.
Oh my God.
Okay. God took her story and wove it right into His ultimate plan. So, all right, so you gonna come from this line because I need you to fix the mess of your ancestors. Okay, so I need you to fix that mess. So it won't happen again. All right, because I'm about to wipe them out again, and I'm not
Yeah.
trying to do that because like I love them too much, and I'm gonna have a little more mercy instead of wiping them out. But I'm this close.
Well, it's
That's that
amazing
close.
how God uses unexpected people
Mhm.
for his glory. And that's, when you think of David and Bathsheba, you think of Solomon, and the lineage of Jesus Christ. That is what it is. He used unexpected people, to bring him glory and to bring his will and his plan, to manifest it through these people. So
Didn't Solomon hate David at a point, or was that his other son? He had too many kids.
no, you getting Jonathan, you getting the part of David's story mixed
Isn't
up.
Jonathan his best friend?
Yeah, but we're not talking about that today.
I'm trying to see. Wait, so Solomon didn't hate David?
No, Solomon did not hate David.
Okay.
Now, that's not to say they didn't
I
have
would hate David
issues,
if I found out that I came from that. I would absolutely hate his guts. But
but
that's
you
me.
gotta know the full story of Solomon. But we don't have that. Is not what today's
Okay, okay. I
episode.
just wanted to know, you guys. I just wanted to know. Do not clock me. Clock the devil.
Y'all in the chat, please keep her online. Please keep her,
Okay, okay. Clock
on
the
point.
devil, not me.
She will like go all through the entire Bible just to.
Okay,
We're not
but
trying to.
like that's my job. Like I'm supposed to know. Like I've only lived 13 years.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So listen. So as we said before, those who are just joining us, we're talking about grace in the midst of trial, and we're talking about the story of Bathsheba. Okay. So we just started. We just kind of gave you a very nutshell of her story as it relates to David, and she being the mother of Solomon. So listen, the question is, how does Bathsheba's story really connect to us? Okay. And what wisdom can we find from it? So if you asked that question, I'm really glad you asked because we are about to answer that question for you. Bathsheba's story isn't just about what happened thousands of years ago. Okay. It's really a story that relates to us today. We all face trials, right? I mean, none of us are exempt from that. We all face trials, and maybe it's heartbreak, maybe it's betrayal, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed with life's pressures, right? Maybe you are, you're just trying to figure out things in your life, but here's what Bathsheba's story really teaches us. God's grace is there even in the middle of the mess.
Right,
And God's grace is there even in the midst of our trials.
right. It also taught me to stay away from married people because they only bring drama with them. As I was saying,
Oh my God. Y'all pray for her.
stay
But
away,
wait a minute, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Stay
stay
away
away,
from married people. Just remember that as you get older. Okay.
stay away. Bye bye. As I was saying, Bathsheba's story is a reminder that even in our lowest moments, God is working
Yeah, for sure.
and He's not finished. We may feel broken, but we're not crumbled.
Yeah,
But the
exactly.
devil distracts. You know, sometimes I'm very unserious, you guys. Sometimes when we're going through hard times, even as a young Christian teen like me, especially me, we
Mhm.
think that God has forgotten us. Hold up. No, I didn't. But He hasn't.
Right.
He has not. If
Right.
anything, He's even closer,
Right.
right? Carrying us through the trials and using them to shape our future.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. A lot of times, even with, like you said, even with teenagers, sometimes the experiences make them think, maybe God is not here. Maybe God isn't real. Maybe God isn't
Mm-hmm.
listening because they're just now experiencing or trying to get to know who God is. Now, you're in a different situation. You've always known God, right? You haven't you haven't been in a situation where you're trying to figure out, is God real, or how do I connect with God. Not to say you don't have questions, we all do, because we don't understand the fullness of God. But, there are people who really, be in my age, your age, in between, older, who really, because of trials, because of circumstances, wonder, where is God in all of this? And how come I can't feel his presence? How come he's not there, like he said he would be? What do you think?
Right. I agree. Like, God has not forgotten us.
Mm-hmm.
He's always here. He's always there. It's just up to you if you want to listen.
It's up
Like
to
I said,
us if we want to
I said it,
listen.
you guys. I said
Exactly. Exactly, exactly. So, if you're going through something right now, we want to just tell you, we want to encourage you to please hang in there, okay? Because Bathsheba didn't know what her future would what her future would be like. She didn't know, but she trusted God. And look how her story turned out, right? You don't have to see the end, and that's the thing that I hope that we can hold on to. You don't have to see the end to trust that God's grace is already in motion. You
right.
don't have to know the end of the story. You just got to know that God is working.
And even if he does show you where you're gonna be, he's never gonna tell you how you're gonna get there.
Exactly. He really isn't. And
Right.
he wants us to hold on. He wants us to trust him. He wants us, to know, listen, as the Bible says, my grace is sufficient for you. I'm extending my grace to you so that you can go forward and you can, continue on your journey. You know,
Mm-hmm.
before you go on, let's give some shout outs. We see Sister Tanisha in the chat. We see Sunday's Best in the chat. DAT Carol, Sister Raven, Simone Stays is in the chat. So thank y'all so much for being with us, and all of you who may be watching, but perhaps you're not watching live. Maybe you're not in the chat, and of course, all of you on YouTube who are watching us, thank you so much for joining us on this episode. Again, we're talking about grace in the midst of trial.
I am. Yeah. So let's talk about some ways to embrace grace in the middle of trials.
Oh, say that 3 times. Embrace grace, embrace grace, embrace grace. Sorry.
And that's why I was like, embrace grace. Did I say that right? Anyway, number one, it's okay to feel the pain.
Come on.
Okay, the
Come on.
conviction is real, bro. But anyway, Bathsheba went through a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
She mourned, she grieved, and sometimes we just need to let ourselves feel.
Right. Come on.
God understands our hurt. You don't have to be okay right away. Right.
Right.
Take the time to sit with God and be honest about how you're feeling. Right? Because God is just the therapist. Goes like, really? That's the problem. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God's big enough to handle our emotions.
He
Right.
really, really is. He really is. I love that you said it's okay to feel the pain. Because a lot of times we try to erase the pain. And you know what? We try to erase it too quickly. Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. We try to get through it so quick. We want the pain to go away like right now. And sometimes the pain is there to teach us something. The pain is there to like stretch us, to expand us. The pain sometimes is there to propel us somewhere, to take us somewhere. Like Bathsheba. Imagine if she was like, oh my gosh, Uriah is dead. I just want to kill myself too. My son is dead. I'm going to kill myself. Then
Oh,
the line to Jesus Christ it would have ended. Like it
it
would have
wouldn't have
caused,
made any sense.
yeah, and it would have
Because, like
caused
you're telling
God
me,
to
he just
be a
showed you.
liar. Think
And
about that.
both of his parents came through the lineage of David.
Come on. Come on. Like think about how oh man, this is really heavy. How when we want to erase the pain or not go through pain, that sometimes will cause God to be a liar. Like we're saying, God, we want you to be a liar. Because sometimes the pain is necessary for our growth, for where we're going, for who we are becoming. And if we don't want to go through it, it's like, God, no, no. I want you to look like a liar. That's crazy.
Right. Imagine asking God to lie. It goes like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not try this. Let's try again tomorrow.
Right. Take a nap, try again tomorrow.
Let's
You're
try again
right.
tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So it's okay to feel pain. Also, we got to seek God in the quiet moments, because it's easy to get so busy trying to fix things that we forget to just slow down and just sit in God's presence. So we really have to take time to pray, to read, to just be with him. And sometimes in those quiet moments, um it's right there that we can hear God's gentle voice reminding us of his grace. Like, just slow down, just spend some time with me. Like,
Right.
don't erase the complaining and just chill for a minute.
Right. Breathe. For
Yeah,
real this time.
yeah, yeah.
Breathe. Sit. Breathe. Bask in the air and nature. Now, if you have allergies, I will do that I will sit in my room with the window open because it's allergy season, you guys. Don't listen to me because that's what I do. Because I'm not gonna sit outside and breathe in the air and just start sneezing.
I
Yeah,
don't think that's exactly what I meant, but
that's what we're not gonna do. So you guys know what I mean.
yeah.
You know what we mean. I was being
Oh
unserious
my
for
God,
you.
you're funny. Y'all, please help her.
Don't. I'm
Ah,
just funny. As I was saying, and here's a big one: lean on a supportive community.
yeah, for sure.
Bathsheba found restoration, and even though it's not explicitly spelled out,
Hmm.
we know that support and community are part of God's plan for healing.
Yeah,
Find people you can talk to, friends, mentors, family, people
mm,
who can listen and pray with
yeah,
you and remind you of God's love. Not
yeah.
people who you confide in and they make it seem like it's your fault.
Mm, good
Like
wisdom nuggets.
you should have woken up.
Yeah,
That makes one of us.
right. Especially when you in pain, when you suffering, when
Right.
you in
Like,
the midst of that trial. Like, I don't need that right now. I just need a friend. I just need somebody to be around me, to support me. You're right. You're absolutely right. Wow. But a lot of times when that
now.
happens, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now, there's a difference between having people that make it seem like it's your fault,
Hmm.
even when it's not, versus people who will hold you accountable. There's a
Oh,
huge difference.
come on. Come on.
Huge
That's
difference.
true.
Now let me tell you something. If it's your fault, I'm gonna tell you it's your fault. And if
Yeah.
I can't hold you accountable and you can't hold me accountable, we can't be friends. Now I love you and I wish
Right.
you the best and may God bless you. But if
Right.
I can't hold you accountable and you automatically assume that I'm being mean to you,
Right.
I can
Yeah.
be meaner. Trust me.
Yeah.
I said nothing. I'm telling you the truth. I'm being honest. I'm
Yeah.
not going to help for none of y'all.
Right.
Excuse
But
me?
wait a minute. But do you feel like there's a certain time when you should say the truth to hold that person accountable when it's their fault? Or
Right. There's a time and a place. Like let them cry it out.
okay.
Don't
Yeah.
laugh. I don't know why I laugh. Ugh. Let them cry it out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I'm gonna tell you something right now. If you crying and I look like I'm about to laugh, I can't control my facial
Oh my
expressions, you
God. So
guys. I'm
you're
not
not the
laughing at
one.
you or anything. I'm not laughing. If you're really crying and going through it, like if it's over something stupid, like my face is gonna go up. But
But you
it's
know
over
what?
work. But if it's
something
something real, like you going through it or something
yeah,
like that, like I'm gonna be there. Like I'm gonna be by your side. Like I'm gonna do my best
right.
to make sure that you get what you need to get done. The one thing you're not gonna do is abuse that. Because if I pull some streets for you to get somewhere
Come on,
and you're not
come
showing
on,
up,
listen, girl.
that making me look crazy. And one thing I'm
Right,
not gonna do is look crazy for nobody. So
right,
I'm gonna need you to work out.
right. Especially when it's your friend. Like if it's really a friend, somebody that you trust, then they ought to be able to handle like how you kind of, what you say to them and how you say it to them, or how you evaluate where they are because you know them, right? Like if it's somebody who's always crying over everything, then I can't let them just cry again. I gotta tell them what's up because they're
I'm
gonna be
like,
in that
look,
space for too long.
you're crying. You're always crying. Like, why wear mascara at this point? Like, why are you always crying?
Right.
What is the problem? That
Yeah.
does not sound very demure. Why are you? That does not sound very delivered. You know.
Yeah. Come on.
What are you crying for? Like,
Right.
you took Jesus wept too seriously.
Mm.
A bit too seriously now. Now you're about to drown in your own tears. Now let's not.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You about to go down like Peter now. What's going on? Let's
And some of us, as females, we need that. We need that type of friend who's gonna be like, no, sis, come on,
why are
get
you
get on
crying?
up, get on up. Let's.
Get on up. You're really crying. You
Yeah.
crying because people talking behind your back. Like if I'm not, I've learned not to get mad when people talk about me behind my back because that's exactly where they belong, behind me.
Oh, come on, girl, y'all. Come on, y'all know that's some wisdom right there. Come on
Clock.
with the chat. By the way, Lady
It's
Jarena is in
clock.
the chat. Lady Jarena is in the chat. Big ups to her. Good to see you. That that right there. That right there. I love that. I love that.
Behind
Okay,
me.
wait a minute. So let's okay. So let me get to this last point
Mm-hmm.
of wisdom, even though we got some other stuff, but I'm just looking at the time like, oh, this half hour be going by so quickly. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing is to remember that trials don't define you. Now listen, Bathsheba's life didn't end in tragedy, thank God it didn't. So God gave her a new chapter, right? And he can do the same for us. So whatever you're going through, it doesn't have to be the end of your story. Good
Right.
morning.
Like,
God,
why'd you close the book? I didn't tell
come
you to.
on. Come on, because
Open
God,
it back up.
yeah, yeah. I mean, right. Like God's like, I didn't say it's the end. Like, what are
As
you
a
doing?
reader and as a writer, I felt that. Like, why is your book collecting dust? I didn't tell you to stop writing. Excuse me.
Come on.
As a reader and a writer, I felt the need to say that.
Or even like, I didn't even tell you that I am finished writing. Like, what are you doing? So, God's grace, it really transforms and it brings
Mm-hmm.
redemption. It brings redemption. And he's got something, listen, he's got something beautiful on the other side of your trial, which is why we cannot close the book. We cannot say if this thing happened to me, this is it. And as females, we get stuck there. Like we get stuck there sometimes. And go ahead. I see you. I see the flow.
I was gonna say a Martin Luther King quote. I'm probably gonna jack this up, but it's you get the point.
Okay, go.
So Martin Luther King said, "If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But whatever you do, just make sure you don't stop moving." Okay.
That kind of sums it up.
Clock it.
I don't remember exactly the exact quote, but yeah.
I know that was a part of it. I know it was something about there was something a part that was
right.
One more line.
Right. In other words, don't stop. Like however you
quote.
get there. Right. However you get there.
It doesn't matter how you get there, just make sure you get there.
Come on. So it doesn't matter how you come out. Just don't stay in your trial. Don't stay in your mess. Make
Right.
allow your mess to become a message for you. Allow your
Exactly.
trial to be a testimony for you, and allow your pain to propel you forward.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Your pain is heavy on your pain is a part of your story, not your story. Clock
Come
it.
on. Come on, wisdom girl.
Clock it.
Exactly.
As I was saying.
Exactly. Love it. Love it.
Sorry.
Love it. Love
Clock it. Clock the devil real hard.
it.
Hell is trembling, you guys. Clock it.
Hell is
As I was
trembling.
saying, as I was, oh, you kind of ate that. I see you. Anyway, it's so important
Mhm.
that we don't forget Bathsheba's story turned out to be one of honor and redemption.
Right.
She went on to become the mother of Solomon, a
Mm.
king known for wisdom, wealth, and a legacy. A legacy, all right. A huge legacy.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, a huge legacy. If you know, you know. Huge
Hmm.
legacy. You can imagine. And as I was saying, the legacy that led to Jesus.
Right.
Glory. As I was saying, she became a part of God's greater plan.
Hmm. Yeah.
As I was saying. So just imagine if God can take her story and use it for something incredible, He can do the same for each of us.
He sure can.
You may not be a part of someone's story, but you're a part of the story. There's
Come
a
on.
difference.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to be a part of just a story. I want to be a part of the story.
Girl, that's what I'm saying.
Clock it.
That's how I don't want to be a part of a story. I want to be a part of the story. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Wow. So, the beautiful thing is that God isn't limited by our trials. He can take our pain, He can take our heartbreak, He can take our heartaches, and He can turn it into something that has purpose. This is what I
Mhm.
love about God. And you might not see it now, right? But sometimes our greatest trials become our greatest testimonies, and this is what we've been saying the whole time. And God can use your story to encourage somebody else. As a matter of fact, He wants to use your story to encourage somebody else, to build somebody else, to bring hope to other people, and ultimately to glorify Him. He wants to do that.
I was gonna say something, but I was gonna say something, but then like the timing was not timing. But as I was gonna say, I lost my thought. But I'm pretty sure everyone knows what I'm gonna say. I was gonna say something good, but I lost it, of
It's
course.
okay. It's okay. But it's
Oh,
it
I know what I was gonna say. When you
uh
said how God wants to use our story
hmm
to encourage others. In order for you to tell your story, you have to keep it going. You have
You
to make sure you have a
oh
story to tell.
oh come on. Okay, hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. In order for God to use your story, you have to keep the story going. You have to have a story to tell.
I ate that up,
So,
you guys.
so in other words, okay, here it is, sisters. In other words, we can't hide our pain, our trials, our mess. We can't hide it. Because if we hide it, nobody, this is what Wisdom Girl is saying, nobody would know our story. So, how is our story going to live? How will it ever bring God glory if we don't share it and tell it? Forget about somebody else's opinion about it.
Right, like you can't say you started from the bottom, but you can't say that you want to have a story where you started from the bottom, but then be afraid to go to the bottom. What? That don't
Girl,
make sense. I
girl, that's deep. That's some deep stuff right there.
as I
That's
was saying,
grace in the midst of trial. You telling it.
I
Yeah. Wow.
was gonna say,
Hmm.
if you're feeling weighed down by a trial, just know that God's grace is with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like Bathsheba, you may be going through something tough, but that's not the end of the story.
Yeah.
God's grace is your strength, your hope, and your way forward.
Hmm.
If there's one thing we want you to take away today, is this: God's grace is better than better and bigger than any trial that you're
Yeah.
facing.
Yeah.
God sees you. He's with
Mhm.
you, and He's working for your good.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, we are out of time, girl.
Right?
We are out of time. We're out of time. Ooh. Well, we want to thank everybody for being with us today and for all of your comments in the chat. We hope that you would, you know, I know Wisdom Girl is going to say this, but we hope that you will share this with other women, other girls, other
Mm-hmm.
people, even men, but our audience is particularly for females,
Mm-hmm.
young girls and women who are coming into womanhood and women. And we want you to share this message with those who need it most. And really, quite frankly, that's all of us. That's all of us.
All
So,
right.
what you got to say, Wisdom Girl?
Don't forget to like, share, tag, and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Wisdom Girl Wise Woman. Make sure you don't miss our episode next Saturday. Be bold, be brave.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Amen. So we love you all, and we'll see you next Saturday. We hope that you tell somebody that we are here live, and we want to. As a matter of fact, just let us know how this episode touched you.
Mm-hmm.
Send us an email at wisdomgirlwisewoman@gmail.com. Let us know, and please again share this with somebody else. Well, until next time, keep walking in wisdom and embracing God's grace, and do everything you can through Jesus Christ to wise up,
Live
and
and
prosper.
prosper.
Bye bye, everybody.